Well, I think I almost got it. Although right now you can see it's touching the firewall over there. The whole thing's got to shift to the left here. I'm going to do that when it comes time to tighten the bolts. Yeah, I'm going to pull it forward a little bit. Anyways, that's got to be done somehow. Well, overall, it seems to be kind of lining up. Well, kind of never works because you got to get the bolt in exactly. So, lots of prying and futzing about, pushing and jiggling and lifting, and I even put this down in there and pushed it over. I'll go underneath. I'm pretty sure I've got it. I'll show you. Oh, God, I had to take out my braces to get under here, and there was a lot of. I went ahead, these were down from installation. I dropped these down 2 inches to tip it forward from removal. I pushed them back up once I got the engine in because I suspected that the angles were off on the motor. You know, the motor was sitting flat and this was angled down, so I pushed those up. Seemed to help. And I got the first 2 in, one and one on the other side. Now, I kept waiting for this to be flush, but it never was. And I had to do it, then I realized that it never was. And if the bolt goes into the bell housing, because of the pins, because you bought the new pins or you transferred them, then the bolt will go into the block. So once I convinced myself that that wasn't going to strip out my threads, I started slow, and I looked mostly lined up, you know, even gaps all the way around. I started to tighten those and pull it together slowly, but I never was really laying on it super hard in terms of the wrench. And then I do a little bit on each side. The other side I have 2 started over there. And remember that your bolts have to be lining up here. If they're not lining up and in here, you're not going anywhere. That's number 1. Number 2 is I was really worried about how close that flywheel's coming to the bell housing. Look at that. I mean, that is just really super close. I guess that's right. Just horseshoes and hand grenades. Is that the right metaphor? As long as it doesn't touch. Alright. So, once I tighten these 2, and this mates completely, I think I'm going to start over here a little bit more. This side's very close. Then I'll try to get 4 bolts in it. Well, this one for sure. I don't know. I might have to drop the back again to get that access to the upper. These 2 I can get for sure. Then I can start lifting the motor to try to re-bolt the mounts. Boy, oh, that's going to be fun. And get it away from the firewall over here. I don't like the fact that it's touching here. So it's almost like it needs to come forward a hair. Can it come forward in the... Well, it can here. There's room. I need a little bit of room. Anyways, that's all for now. I'm going to tighten these bolts up tight. I'm going to lift the motor again in the front, maybe drop the back. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't know. I've got to figure out, because remember I took these bolts out. You see them? Those bolts, so I could slide this in. They could have made that so much easier. Just drop through bolts would have been solved the problem. right there, a little bit longer, drop through bolts, you could have reached it on both sides, piece of cake. But no, that would be too hard for people to think about making it so you could fix it. Anywho, that's all.